Gucci.
All right, cool. We've got it. So that pretty much wraps up the present session when it comes to basic gameplay. Now we can do our puzzle here. If anyone is interested to throw their lot into that. We have these lovely gears, and we were just given our clue as to how this should work. We are looking for a 3-digit code. And we were given skull, scarab, triangle, moon, star, anchor. I don't see a skull. Skull, scarab, no triangle.
This one's got 4 of them right here.
No scarab.
Got 1, 2, 3 of them.
If we assume...
If they're always in the same position, but they're not, so no.
Can we... Let me see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. There's 6 knobs. So maybe so we need...
Let's see. What's going on over here?
So where's the skull? There's the skull.
There's a skull down over here.
So we've got a skull on 3 of them.
Yeah.
Do we go in order? It says starting from the top, skull, scarab, which that doesn't work.
Skull, scarab, triangle, moon, star. Yeah, it works this way. If you start at...
So we start here. No, wait, not there. Sorry. We said not
here.
There. We started that one at the bottom.
Yeah.
6 things, 3-digit code. Do they all have numbers? This has a 1. This has a... This has an 8 and a 2. This has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That has a 9 and a 3. That has a 6. That has a 5. I think that's a 7. I have to refer to my chart. Where's my chart? Here's my chart. Yeah, that's a 7. All right, every single one of them has numbers. So, and we're not looking for a 6-digit. We're looking for 3.
There's 3 of each of those. Okay.
Hmm?
I'm just looking at. I was trying to see if there's like a different numbers, a different amount for each of them, but no, it's just 3. So it's 3 skulls, 3 scarabs, 3 triangles, 3 moons, 3 stars, 3 anchors. No variation in that. So that's not yet. Nothing important for that.
So what's the to input the answer? How do you input the answer?
Well, the idea is we need to find the right 3-digit code that refers to a event code. And then we look in the book, see if the event's correct. And if we're right, we get it. If we're wrong, then we try again.
So we got these 6 names, and then we're wanting a 3-digit code based off of this picture. 6 names.
Question is, can we eliminate these numbers somehow?
Yeah, I think we're supposed to just figure out when does a number show up without the correlation. All right, so skull shows up whenever there is a... I forgot. I actually got to go look at this thing again.
All right, well, I'm going to go to bed.
4. Oh, yeah. See you, man.
I mean, I will say so.
All right. Well, you take it easy then.
Yeah.
So yeah. So is this a number down here? This like dash?
Yeah. So if you look up here, and it's easier to see if you hold Alt over this. This is a translation cipher.
Okay.
And if you hold, it's reversed. If you hold Alt, you'll see it normal. The way it works is the numbers in the system are a series of dots and lines. And the way it works is you add them together. Every single dot is equal to 1. Every single line is equal to 2. So if you look at the numbers and like look at 1, it's a dot. 2, it's a line. 3, it's a dot and a line. 4, dot, dot, line.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. So you can easily do it by counting. Skull.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say where are the numbers in relation? So if we're right that it's in that order, starting with this one down here, you could say where are the numbers in relation to those, to like the skull on the first one and the scarab on the second one. But there's 6 of these, and we're just wanting 3 numbers, right?
Right. So
like across from this, like I don't know. I had a stupid idea. That's probably nothing. But across from the skull is nothing.
all right.
Across from the scarab is 2.
Okay.
Across from the triangle is nothing. Across from the moon is whatever number that is.
Looks
And
like
then across from
6.
and across from the star is a number. 2, 6, 5.
2, 6,
And
5.
then across from the anchor is nothing. So I don't know. Why would it be across from? But
Well,
3 numbers are across from.
if you are right, then we should be able to just very quickly look at 2, 6, 5.
How many guesses do you get?
Until you find it, really.
Oh. So I guess why not go for it if you have something.
And 26.5 just so happens to say puzzle solution. If you've completed the glowing catacombs, or if you've completed the Temple of Liberation. So there are 2 different ways to get here. We did glowing catacombs, which was 9. So since we did glowing catacombs, we now have to go to 124.1.
124.1.
And how do you know it's not another puzzle solution to a different part of the puzzle?
It would be, generally, like in this case, it's easy to tell because it referenced exactly the mission that we just did.
Okay.
But in other cases, the puzzle solutions are usually far enough apart from each other that if you found yourself on a puzzle solution and it seems like it doesn't seem to be following the story that you've already looked at, you might have found the wrong one. It's not too bad, though. All right, so we have splendid, Crane says without any hint of irony. You're standing several dozen feet below ground in a nearly lightless crypt, and all around lie piles of recently slain undead. Really marvelous! When you return to Crane to make a report on his death site, the Quattrel asked so many questions that you decided it was easier to just show him. 10 minutes down here, and the Quattrel has already pocketed a hunk of stone wall, 2 vials of dirt, a glob of imp residue, a square of matted fur, and a handful of loose teeth. Man's a collector, what can I say?
Gosh.
Only once his pockets are bulging with dusty remains does the scholar stop and explain. These bodies, he says, confirm Logren's theory about this place. Now I simply need to repeat her experiment, and we'll know for certain. Crane unties a small storm lantern from his back, and after adding a dram of odd-smelling oil to the reservoir, lights it. The flame catches and burns an eerie green, and the instant it's lit, several wisps of greenish vapor rise from the stonework and coalesce around the lamp. There, Crane says. This is what the researchers were investigating. A divergent energy that lingered. Still lingers, apparently. In certain parts of the north. I'm still working through the notes, but from what I've read, this energy always reacts to the burning of a particular solution, and it always triggers certain. He nods in the pile of undead bodies. Unusual phenomenon. Crane puts his lamp down, and the green vapor begins to build, swirling around it like a tiny storm. Logren and her team theorized that the energy was the result of war fought long ago in the north. This crypt lies on one of the major battlegrounds. The green storm circling the lamp gets bigger by the second. In order to understand the nature of the energy, we'll need to investigate the other sites. There should be a few more points along the northern coast. I'll give you a set of coordinates for a place to start. He hands you a note that simply reads 3M, 1L, 7A. You then watch as Crane pulls on a thick, oversized leather glove and, moving quickly, tries to snuff the lamp. However, when he reaches down, the green vapor attacks his gloved hand and tears at it with angry spectral teeth, taking out several visible chunks. As soon as the light is out, Crane rips the glove off and flings it into the far corner of the room, where it smolders a greenish smoke. Satha might be needing a new pair of gloves soon. He stole Satha's gloves.
Fucked up, man.
What a jerk. New scenario, Haunted Vault 17. So that unlocked the next mission on this path, the one that was locked. And this mission references another path, a red. Red? No, or is that pink? Oh, I think that's pink. I think that's the lurker path. So this is going to reference the lurker path over here. But we have unlocked the way here. Now, part of this is we do need a second 3-digit code. There are 2 3-digit code spots. That second digit code is going to come somewhere out of what we just saw, and it's probably those coordinates.
Or the other one, right? Or the other place.
So the coordinates were 3M, 1L,
7A.
7A. Now, the only thing I know that matches anything like that is the map.
Oh.
So, like, 3M is here.
What L? Then 7A is right here. So we have let's see, we have 3M. Making a line here. Guess I could have drawn it, but I don't want to. I don't want to draw on it. Then we have 7. I'm on 7A, going to 3M. There we go.
So what we need are 3 numbers, though.
Trying to think if there's like some sort of thing that would lead to, like, maybe that's where it goes. I guess these are numbers in between all these, but I don't know about that. That feels a little too meta.
Well, I will tell you, I guessed on this one when I went through it. And, you know, and I can give you guys a moment if you want to kind of see what maybe I saw when I looked at these. Like, look at each location and think you need numbers.
Oh, like 3M. I guess that could be 4.
And it might help with the magnifying glass. I've got that bound to another key, but I think M is the default for the magnifying glass, and you can zoom in and out with the mouse wheel.
So 4 fingers, unless it's the other way. Ah, shit, could be the other way. Also, that might count. Maybe it's a 5. Fuck. All right. What else? 1L.
I don't see any numbers.
Huh. Or 7, 8. 7, 8.
Do you see anything that we could use for numbers?
1, 2, 3.
I mean,
What are those
what
called?
I do see
Peninsulas?
is, yeah.
All right.
So,
Or I guess there's just little outcrops.
Oh yeah.
So we got a 3. We have wait. What's the order? 3M.
The order is 3M.
Okay, so this is either 4 or 5. I don't know if we count that
I
one on
want
the
to
very
say
left there.
5.
Then we have
2.
2, and then we have a 3 down here.
5, 2, 3.
All right. Well, we can look at 5, 2, 3.
Where's the 2? 1 down.
Puzzle solution.
1, 2. Okay.
But why does it always have to be so damned cold? Crane shouts, his voice half stolen by the wind. Honestly, you never thought to ask. You're standing on a seaside cliff, one of the many that line the northern coast. To your right is the biting sea that stretches into a wide, churning horizon, while to your left lie the frozen plains. Each inspires a certain threatening respect. But you're not here for either of them. You're here for the fjords. The long, jagged scars cut through the seaside cliffs, sinking down, perhaps 200 feet to the ocean below. At first glance, they appear like any other rocky chute, but when you look near the top of one, you can see several large gouges in the stone that couldn't have been made by any natural force. You told Crane about them back at the Frosthaven, but he demanded to see them at once. His enthusiasm has dampened somewhat since then. Grumbling, Crane lights his lamp, and, just like last time, several strings of ghostly vapor rise from the ground to collect around it, though this time they're a deep purplish color. They only collect for a moment, and then Crane snuffs the light and nods. "Confirmed," he says. "And, judging by the other markings you found along these cliffs, and the notes left in Project Source, I'd say there was a series of battles up and down this coast. Must have been quite the, Crane goes quiet for a moment, staring down into the fjord below. Several long seconds pass, and when you ask if he's all right, the quattrel jumps as if woken from a dream. Of course! Yes, perfectly fine. Just something I read. As I was saying, the series of battles, but there should be another site somewhere up here. One that's quite a bit different than this. Keep searching further to the north. See what you can find. I don't have much direction other than that. Truth be told, I have been avoiding the next section of translation." His eyes narrow and his lip curls, exposing sharp teeth. "It's all poetry."
I gotta spit it out. Poetry.
Turn to the next page in the puzzle book.
Next page, huh? Oh God.
Frosty, frosting, frothy, froggy, father of cold, they call me. They, warm and runny blood, sprinkled like syrup, my steward. My two-turned, relearned intern caboodle, blowed bugle, Drood doodle, my through line, and mercy, my peace and wherewithal. 3 digits sublime, but time is short. Is my number and dreening delicate arrangement. I place my precise placing, my power in this castle of ice. What makes me happy is this number, my vice, without the first. Your bones be yours here, brever alone, unfound, and in piles? And in piles, 1, ice pillars need you count, needs you hand touch and say, so cold, say, So round, so bold, say of you, to assume, you presume, one is one of anything. Think bigger, bigger, think largely. One is less than the number I need. Then what comes holds me up, my meaning, what my meaning makes my me. It's nothing but my things, my worldly possessions, book, box, book, box, book, box, book, in my back room, my second favorite room. Premiere my trophy and display the great jewel of my ice fortress, the entry hall, walls so tall, walls so learn I find these walls, though I mean I'm not sure how many there be. That's last place. With these numbers I am whole and home. I can't say which is whom, so let's surmise what digits I lust. Ice, junk, walls. Tall, littered enclosure. Count them. String them. Number three. Those three numbers.
All right, I think I have
Good
died a
God.
little inside. Also, I can't even come close to reading this. This hurts my eyes too much.
That's
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that one.
There's a lot of rambling in this one.
It's
Yeah.
like how much of his the words he's saying is content, like where if you have to interpret it, and how much of it is just something in where you wouldn't even have to understand the poem to get it. You know what I mean?
So I can give you guys, and I think I might need to do this because Karma, we've been away for a while, and Tobias hasn't been through this. So I think I'm going to kind of walk through a little bit, and I'll take my time because in case you catch on to what's happening. So spoilers of this one, there's not going to be much guessing here. This is going to be kind of a slow walkthrough to the solution.
He says second room at least.
So
that's
this whole
There's
conversation.
two at the bottom of each page. There's two blank. There's three blank spaces.
Yes. So basically, what that tells you is you need 2 3-digit numbers. The first of the 3-digit numbers is going to come from what we've just read. The second of the 3-digit numbers is going to come from the answer. So from this, from what we're reading here, we need to find the 3 numbers. Now, Pinter Droman gave us the first clue. We have to go somewhere north. And on our list up here, one of the earlier places we could go to in the north was the realm of endless frost. Now I'm going to load the realm of endless frost real quick and see if...
It's because he said frost like 1,000 times. I guess that makes sense.
Now, not only that, but you might remember this once I load this. This was a boss fight.
Okay.
Do you remember we came in here and we had this guy, this King of Frost, leading us through his castle?
Yes, kind of.
Like here's the beginning. A voice calls out, scratchy and high-pitched. "Oh dear, oh my, I hope you poor wretches are still alive," it says. "I get so few visitors, I should hate to miss an opportunity to host." You blink the fog and see a small humanoid creature made entirely of ice scampering towards you. "Yes, movement, wonderful," it shrieks. "Oh please, won't you follow me into the terrace?" And then as you walk in, 51.1 is the where you walk in, and then it's like as soon as you dispatch the creatures, the main door of the structure opens with a rumble. "Oh my word, I can't believe how rude my friends are being, but you mustn't judge me by their behavior. Hurry now, our celebration will not wait." And then you get stuck inside, and he's like, "Oh my dear, such poor manners," and then everybody tries to kill you. And then finally you get to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to eat you now." So this place, if you think about the way he talks, I feel like it's not as obvious, but the way he talks is a little bit rambly and sometimes a little bit poetic in the same way that these scratches are. So I believe key clue here is that this is written by the King of Frost.
Hmm.
So from there, you need to discern what are the numbers we
Prince
need.
of Frost.
So he does say directly here.
One
I
is left
can't
and one is
say
right.
which is whom, so let's surmise. What digits I lust? Ice, junk, walls. And throughout this, he makes references to each of those. Like here, one ice pillars, need you count, need you hand touch, and say so cold.
So 3.
I'm going to load up the entirety of this thing so that you can get a...
So there's 2 ice pillars in the first room.
Oh, I guess it does spin if it's that kind of a thing. Okay. There's 3 periods though. Huh.
So round, so bold to have you to assume 1 is 1 of anything. Think bigger, bigger, largely. 1 is less than the number I need. So if you look and so you assume, hey, you said there's 2 here in the first room. Yes, there's also 1 back here, but he says 1 is not what he needs. So we can maybe assume that we're dealing with 2. Then what counts holds me up. My meaning makes my me. It's nothing but my things, my possessions, book box, my back room, my second room, my second favorite room, my trophy displays, the great jewel of my icy fortress.
3.
Well, there's definitely book box here.
Okay. It's like 6 or 3, I guess.
I mean, you would probably think, yeah, it looks about 6 there. So tall's walls so lean, I fiend for these walls. Though I mean, I'm not just sure how many there be. That's last place. So maybe last number. With these numbers, I am whole. So tall walls. Does he tell us? Oh yeah, the entry. It's in the previous passage. It says to display my great ice fortress. The entry hall walls.
Well, that would be the
So the entry hall, I believe, is the second room because this is outside.
The tall wall. I mean,
I don't even know how this would be counted because it's a weird shape.
Yeah,
I mean, there's probably
1,
8
2,
walls.
3,
There's
4.
8 walls.
Yeah, that's 1.
I don't know.
If we are at least beginning with the 2 and the 6, right?
2, 6, 6.
So the question would be glowing catacombs, ice flows. So 26.5, I believe, was the one we already did, wasn't it? Glowing catacombs 9. Yeah, 124. And that is back up here. Yeah. So that's not quite it. 26.
266.
What about 36 though? There were 3 ice pillars in total.
Oh yeah.
368.
36.8.
Okay.
Puzzle solution.
36.8. Okay. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 8. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the tile, it's a hexagon. So yeah, it's
there you go. Okay.
So yeah, so 368 is the answer. Ewan Crane stand in the Quattrel's study, looking down at his desk. Atop it sits a shard of ice that you took from the Prince of Frost's realm, and next to it is Crane's lamp. Nothing is happening. The lamp flickers green, but the ice sits stubbornly frozen and unchanging. No vapor, no energy. Nothing, Crane says. It's not related at all to the energy we're researching, though I do recognize a few things in your report. Crane snuffs out the lamp and moves over to his small fireplace in which he's worked a stifling blaze. That bit of verse I translated, which, let's hope there's no more of that. It mentioned an ice prince, not unlike the creature you found. Spoke a good deal about capricious spirits and the like. Beings that appear during northern storms and vanish into the air. Logren found the poem and thought the creature might be related to the energy. Crane tosses 2 handfuls of kindling into the already roaring fire. You squint at the flames and spot a small object that he seems to be heating. A brass orb. Except it can't be brass because it hasn't melted or changed shape. Her team found the Ice Prince, same as you, but their visit didn't go as well. She ultimately ruled it out as an avenue for investigation. Too dangerous, no obvious connection to the energy. I've been hoping she made a mistake, but no, she doesn't seem to make any. Crane takes a pair of billows and works the flames until they're practically scorching his face. In any case, he says, head turned from the heat, they did speak of an energy site not too far from where you were. A forest. Crane takes a bright pair of tongs and removes his heated orb. It's glowing now, a dark red ball that he immediately plunges into a bucket of water, filling the room with steam. That look on your face reminds me of Satha. Crane, stop smelting metal in your quarters. Crane, stop testing elixirs on the watchman. Crane, stop trying to capture lightning in a cage. A bunch of warriors, that lot. Crane reaches his tongs into the bucket and pulls out the cooled orb. It's taken on a deep black color. There are faint scratches going all around the exterior that look similar to the ancient Quattro writing. Just go explore that forest already. Torf's notes say something about an energy source, and then up, down, right. If you can figure what that means, maybe I'll be able to figure out this blasted experiment. Crane says this with finality and dumps the orb unceremoniously back into the fire. Yeah, Crane, stop trying to capture lightning and testing your elixirs on the soldiers. That's okay.
So the forest up, down, right.
So that clue is going to lead us to the Radiant Forest, and we know that.
Yeah, but up and down.
So the main thing here is part of the story of the Radiant Forest, and we needed this because we needed this to use the bathysphere. There is an unusual heat source in the Radiant Forest. The area should be frozen, but it is warm. And so far we haven't really found a reason for that, but we've ventured into the Radiant Forest before. And so what we need, our next number is going to be something in one of those 2 areas, or in one of those areas. We've been to Raven's Roost, which is at Q3. So we've been to Raven's Roost, and we've been to the Thawed Wood. The True Oak probably isn't what we're looking for because that was a retirement mission. Same with Sacred Soil. So it's probably in one of these 2 if we've seen it all. Thawed Wood, Raven's Roost. So
can this wait for next time on thing?
Can it?
I'm crazy. Can it?
You guys remember any energy sources in those 2?
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Karma's dying over there, apparently.
I am just a little bit.
I get it.
Well, I'm curious about something here. I want to take a look real fast.
Oh, I remember this one being difficult for a little bit at least. But yeah.
So wait, is this your guys' second playthrough of the campaign?
No. It's just, we've done some of these places.
Oh, I see. You remember this one in terms of this mission. Okay.
Yeah, because this is a rough start if you don't have like some shenanigans. We had to I think we had to do like we had to stun a group of them whenever we did this.
Yeah. I'm not sure that's it. I know that gave us the energy. I think, You know what? It's probably thawed wood, because thawed wood is where we got what we needed for the bathysphere.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so is it going to be the freaking the power puzzle? I hated this because we had to like freaking shoot him, or like we had to like do him in a very specific manner. I remember, like, to find the numbers. It was ugh.
So we did find an energy source when we completed this. The energy source was item 244.
Yeah, it's purchasable, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is the clue on the item, you think?
Here, let me just pull
Too
out
bad.
the purchasable. Did we not get it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Energy source.
Oh yeah, this one. I remember liking that too. It's good. Good item.
Yeah, I kind of want that item. I was looking at it earlier.
Yep, there it is. But I'm not so sure it's easy enough to read on this scan. Do you see it? I see it.
Oh, there's numbers.
It's got a 7.
And left.
God, what is that symbol? I think it's a. Where's the number thing? Where is it? Here, grab this one.
What was it? It was up, what? Up, down, left?
Up, down, left?
Or was it up, down, right?
Oh, fuck.
I thought left, but I could be wrong.
The scan's not great, but if the numbers are consistent with their shape, then if it's up, I think it's 4.
But did I write this down?
And then the bottom would be 6. So if it's 46, we can probably figure out what the last one is.
4, 6, 7. Or 2. 4, 6, 7, I think, or 2.
It's 2. It looks like it's
It's
462.
2. Yeah, it's 2. It's 462.
Yeah, because it was up, down, right. Yeah.
I see here.
I'm just saying that because it's Frosthaven, are you?
I mean, maybe.
Because he said I see.
I see.
Yeah.
You hear about the fire from the first moment you pass back through Frosthaven's gates. By the time you arrive, the smoke has long since stopped, but you find the Quattrel himself dressed in a borrowed shirt and pants, picking through the charred remains of his study. "Look," Crane says, propping up the charred slab that used to be his desk. "I know what you're gonna say, and I assure you it isn't anything Satha hasn't already told me at length." He eases the slab against the wall, but it cracks in the middle and the 2 pieces fall back to the ground. "At length." You offer the scholar your condolences, but he is clearly more interested in the stone that you brought back from the Radiant Forest. "As reliable as ever, my friend," he says, and takes it, still warm in its carrying cage. He leads you back outside the smoldering mess to where his intact belongings are stacked up in a pile. Much of his gear and books survived the fire, thankfully, but with no place to go just yet, Crane begins the experiment right there on the snowy road. He lights the green lantern and sets it down next to the radiant stone, and it immediately draws a reaction. Thick orange vapor steams off the rock and envelops the lamp, not as a whirlwind, but as a bulging, smoky plume. Crane, muttering something about not wanting to hear Mayor Satha lecture again, turns out the lamp before the vapor builds any more. "That's 3 energy sources now," he says with new vigor. "That means I can finally move on from fiddling with these little fireplace experiments and get on to the real work." He laughs, and a sinking feeling grows in your stomach. "Which reminds me, before the incident, I'd been translating a new section of the book and wanted to run it by you." Crane hands you a strip of parchment that's next to impossible to read in the dark. "It's an alchemical chart from the book, but it only partially filled out. I believe the energies from our 3 sites can be combined, but I can't do it without a proper alchemist who understands all this. See if you can recruit one, then we should be able to put this puzzle together. In the meantime," Crane heaves his pack over his shoulder, picks up his lamp. "I need to find a new room."
Ooh.
And since we are on a next page, we can stop here. But hey, look what we found.
Got a bunch of stuff. Oh, okay.
we
So
get?
it's gonna be related to our potion stuff, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Looks familiar, don't
Good thing we've been unlocking them.
Indeed. And it says here it's on the same chart as, and I think that's my major stamina potion.
Yes, stamina. And what the hell is that? I don't think we got that one
recipe close to that. Between, I think one of these we have.
Yeah, we have that one. It's like the mana potion.
Hold on.
Oh, I was gonna.
Here, I can hit
Let
it.
me get out of that. 1 second. There we go. Yeah, major cure. Oh, it's cure potion. Do we have the red one or the
yeah, we have the
one?
major cure potion, don't we? Okay.
Is the other one fire shield or not?
I think that is fire shield. That looks very close to it.
Yeah, right here.
That's the fire shield. It's probably a major fire shield then.
Oh,
and we don't have that yet from the looks of it.
Major, yeah, because it's like more sparkly. Okay, so we need to find black ball and major fire shield.
Yeah.
So we're missing some of them.
Yep. So if you look at we're kind of just looking at the pictures. We can see the we can see like we know we have this, we have this. This one we're assuming because we have something that looks similar to it, and when they upgrade, they tend to just look a little bit better than their original form. So, so we know we're looking what this is. We don't know what that is. The thing is, we still need to find it on the chart if we want. Possibly, we need to fill this out and do all that. But since it is getting late, and this would be the good stopping point because then we could pick it up fresh from the start of a new puzzle.
A lot of solving, a lot of MVP stuff from Tobias or Thumphrey.
Yeah, a little progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had fun
early parts.
And I had and as I had said, I had done some of these, so I was trying to be very selective about things that I said. And you still managed to pull that out, so that was very good. This is what I like. I like these little puzzles. Gloomhaven has puzzles too. If you remember, I don't know. Did you play digital? Or
I remember. I played both, and I didn't really put much effort into the puzzle because I heard it was such a mess. So I kind of like read a guide to it.
Yeah. The Envelope X puzzle was a very interesting puzzle, and unfortunately, it's not in digital. But what was hard about it was the fact that it used a lot of meta stuff. So you had to go to websites and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was a neat idea, but by the time you solved it, like at least by the time I solved it, like my group, we didn't know if it was going to be that important, so we kind of put it off, and we put it off. And it actually unlocks a class.
Yeah, I got the class in the mail or whatever, the printed version of it.
Yeah,
I was playing him recently. It's pretty cool.
So that was pretty neat. If you ever played Forgotten Circles, that one had even more puzzles, and that one I liked because there was a lot of interesting. There was a lot of interesting shenanigans, especially when it came to translating text, because they used some weird 2-letter ciphers and stuff like that. It was kind of neat.
Yeah, I remember doing that. I remember doing that one, but I don't remember the puzzle super clearly. I remember with Forgotten Circles, the last mission, I was doing 2-player solo, and the classes I had and everything, I played the last mission and thought I was going to win it, and then I realized, like, after playing it all, I realized I got some rule wrong, and it would have made it so impossible to beat with the classes I had and with everything. And I was already getting Crimson Scales in the mail, and I was like, you know what? Because I have Crimson Scales too, but I was like, I do not need to beat this. Like, I do not need to pour hours and hours and like try to like maybe bring other characters and like figure this out. I'm like, I'm done with Forgotten Circle. So I gave up. I never beat it.
The only thing that was kind of unfortunate, I thought, I mean, well, it depends on who you were, is that the Diviner class that was unlocked in Forgotten Circles had to be with you the entire way.
Especially with 2 players. With 2 players, sometimes it's hard to do much. If
Yeah.
one of them's diviner.
The diviner was a pretty neat class. The friend of mine that played it was really good at that kind of stuff, and he was really good at it. And there was some neat stuff he was pulling, but it's like, yeah, it would be kind of nice if we wanted to do the. I mean, I guess you could replay it, but like to do the scenario, you actually had to have the diviner with you every step of the way, and it was like, that kind of sucks. Sorry.
Right.
Ooh.
But anyway,
You guys need to find a time to do his level 5 thing, the solo.
Solo, I know.
Oh,
How does that work?
So
I must.
Yeah, a magnificent trap. Yeah, we could probably try and put you through your paces if you're feeling froggy on that one. There is going to be some weeks that I know that I'm not going to be available, and I think, who was it? Which one of you was it? Was it Mateo?
Both of them have a few
Yeah,
things.
he's going to be missing.
Yeah. See, he's out next Wednesday.
So I said 22nd, 27th of so 22nd of this month and 27th
To
of
me, it's
next
just
month.
the holiday weeks.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
two
makes
holiday
sense.
weeks.
Yeah,
Makes
I
sense.
think I'm free next week. If I'll double check my schedule, and so if you want to try it, we can definitely
Yeah, I
put it
mean,
together.
if you want to, if you are bored, yeah, I would do it anytime. I mean, I'm basically next week. I'm pretty much free anytime, but Wednesday for sure I'll be available.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close out the current stream, and I want to just say I think everyone did a good job. Honestly, it felt like we were really starting to come together there when it came to getting through that. Like we were 1,000 times better this time. Could have been a combination of the mission that we had, the challenge that we had, as well as everybody getting used to each other and their classes. Could have entirely been it.
Yeah.
But this went well. Glad to see it. Thanks for showing up tonight, guys. And I'm going to go ahead and close this out now.
Sounds good. I'll see you guys.